Hello people, I am Jaby Koay, joined by Haley J.
Hello.
And we're going to look at 9 best ads of Imperial Blue. This was recommended to me by Rashi Mudalkar, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But there's an interesting description here. It says Imperial Blue was relaunched in 2002 targeting males aged 25 to 35 years with the advertising slogan, "Men will be men," which is something that we're not really allowed to say here in the States anymore, at least for the time being. Advertising alcoholic beverages is banned in India as per the Cable Television Network Regulation Amendment Bill, which came into effect on 8 September 2000. Pernod Ricard circumvents the ban through surrogate advertising. Imperial Blue commissioned a feature-length film called Men Will Be Men in 2011, starring Rajesh Kumar, Gaurav Chopra, Rohit Khurana, Rahel Tandon, and Zinal Kamdar. The film was made over a period of 7 days with a budget of $10 million. US $160,000 and was released nationally. This is interesting. We're gonna jump into this in a hot second. First, I wanna mention one thing real quick about Sunday. This video is sponsored by Sunday, India's first sleep tech startup. Sunday sells mattresses straight to the consumer, cutting out the middleman and saving you up to 30%. Click the link in the description to receive a special deal only for the Koay family. Now, I wanna say one more thing in addition to that. This is definitely worth trying out because you get 100 days to experiment with the bed and see if you like it. There's nothing else that I know of that gives you 100 days to try something out to see if you like it. And if you don't like it, you can return it for a full refund, no questions asked. So give it a shot. Link in the description.
Today we are presenting 9 best ads of Imperial Blue music CDs. Hope you will like 9.
Wow. It's an elevator.
Men will be men.
That's actually,
Imperial Blue super hits
that's a Simpsons joke, but that's very true.
Wait, but I do that too.
Oh, yeah.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue super hits music CDs.
7.
That's actually really funny. That's a clever tactic.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue super hits music CDs.
6.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue super hits music CDs.
5.
That guy was so
I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Seagram's Imperial Blue super
He was listening to a particular kind of music just for her.
4.
I'm sorry, Madhan. I truly am. I wish I could change the past, but I'm really sorry.
Oh no.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue super hits music CDs.
3.
I'm guilty of that. Oh, I know him. He's a friend of mine.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue super hits music CDs.
2.
I feel like all of these are so relatable.
Do you mind?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
knew that was coming. It was just like Friends. That's such a Friends joke. That's such a Friends joke. When Phoebe had the massage client and Ross was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take that. It was an old guy.
1.
Hi.
प्यार की राह में चलना सी प्यार की राह में
See you tonight, love. Bye, baby.
Men will be men. Seagram's Imperial Blue Super Hits Music CD.
That was great.
That was actually completely different than I was expecting it to be.
I feel like it's very accurate in a number of areas. It just really demonstrates the kind of lengths that men will go to and bend over backwards to, you know, be next to, be in the breathing space of an attractive woman. Oh my God, that's so good.
I like that they took a comedy approach. I was expecting it to be much more serious, and my mind immediately went to...
And misogynistic.
Exactly, making excuses for why men can do things, but that was, you said, relatable. Do you often see commercials and you're thinking, how did this make it on air? Those look like the commercials that should be on air, the funny ones that people can actually be in that situation and relate to.
I feel like I've been in all of those situations at one point or another, except for the shoes one. When you heard the guy walking.
That was my favorite.
I mean, I can totally see that happening,
Yeah.
but like, I haven't experienced that per se.
So what have you experienced?
All the other ones. I've sucked in my stomach. I do that every day. Because the thing about it is, like, I'm not fat. There's just enough cushion for the, you know, situation to...
Any photo ever, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is how I naturally stand.
Just being fully frank with you guys, like, there are muscles in areas, but there's just a tiny, tiny bit of a gut that Jaby has been unable to get rid of. I'll suck it in a little bit, or I'll flex it, just in case. The funniest thing is women don't actually care about that as much as men think they do.
Well, the funny thing is, women are probably thinking about themselves versus how they look.
Well, dad bod is in. That's the thing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's totally in right now.
I'm just kidding. I like a guy that can take care of himself, but not a guy that's so obsessed with the gym where that's all his life is. So it's a balance.
So not Jaby.
No, and,
I'm just kidding.
and to be healthy, that's all it is.
Yeah.
प्यार की राह में
Okay, I haven't done that, but I totally would do that. If I see a girl coming, I would totally hit all the buttons just to elongate the ride, just to have an opportunity
As
to
long
say,
as she doesn't see you doing it. I think it's funny if she's into you, but if she's not into you, I could see that annoying her really quick. But if she's in a hurry and she's stuck in the elevator for 9 floors.
I might do it in front of her just to be like, hey.
Gotta feel out the energy though.
Yeah.
See if she would think it's funny. What would you say if she's like, what are you doing?
I'm like a kleptomaniac with buttons. I just have to push them all.
Well, that's a nice tactic to
It
hit on
just
her.
doesn't make any sense at all.
चलना सी इश्क की चाह में
The car thing is brilliant. It reminded me of this YouTube prank I saw where this guy got a Lamborghini or some kind of really nice car just to see how women would respond, right?
Yeah.
And so he would hit up on these girls walking by in the street, be like, do you want to hang out? You go for a ride? Like, no. 2 seconds later, he would walk over to his Lamborghini and start the car. They're like, wait, this is your ride? They literally would hop in the car. I don't know if it was a plant or if it was real, but it seemed real the way the exchange was happening. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like UCB Improv or Second City. It felt like genuine conversation that was happening. And they would get in the car, he would drive maybe 2 seconds and be like, get out. This was just a prank.
I feel like they deserve that if they're the type of women that'll just get in a guy's car because it's a nice car.
Yeah.
'Cause that does say something about that type of female that would do that.
I feel like there's a little bit of that in all of us, to be honest. Like, if a girl, like, asked me to go for a ride with her that I wasn't attracted to, I might behave differently if it was a Lamborghini. I wouldn't like to think that I would do that, but in the moment, anything could happen.
I guess just in my nature, if a guy is saying, want to go for a ride, little girl, I immediately think, this is where I die. So I don't care what kind of car it is, I'm not getting it.
Look, as long as it doesn't look like a Ted Bundy vehicle, I think you'll be all right.
You never know these
But-
days. If you're not my Uber driver with my name on your phone, I'm not getting in your car.
Smart. Real life aside, I thought the acting and stuff, the way this was handled was very, very smart. He shoos the guy away, and the guy moves to a different car, which is his actual car. The guy's just so annoyed at him
To
when
add
he
in
shoos him
that
away.
little extra
Yeah.
act of comedy, I think
Yeah.
really tied it together.
I thought it was smart. I feel like I've done this kind of thing where there's certain music I might be more inclined to listen to if I'm by myself versus with somebody. Here's a habit. I'll put a song on repeat for an hour. and listen to the same song over and over
Really?
again because I don't know how much I've mentioned it on the channel, but I have this thing where I like to come up with ideas to music, almost like an editor kind of figuring out the scene in my head or the montage in my head, and I'll just play that over and over and over again, and it doesn't make me feel crazy at all. I enjoy it. I enjoy that kind of working through it. If Haley's in the car with me, I'll let the song play out once, and that's it.
Well, that makes
You know?
sense because you're not listening to the same song over and over, essentially. You're using that as your background track to focus, but your mind is somewhere else. When you're with someone else, you're present with them listening to the song, and that's the difference.
If I've known them long enough, like if I'm dating them, I'll totally do it.
You can block someone else out and fully focus if someone else is in the car.
That's an interesting way to phrase it. They just get what I'm doing. When you've been dating for 2-3 years, you've had the conversations. It's a Sunday afternoon, like y'all don't really need to talk. So you can just do something else while you're in the car going to meet up with her, you know, your in-laws or whatever.
प्यार की राह में चलना
I think I've totally done this with music more than TV. If my girlfriend or whoever is watching something, I won't necessarily interrupt it. What I'll more likely do is sit down and start like saying these sort of passive aggressive things about how stupid it is. Music, I will change in a heartbeat. I get the intention, I get the attitude, even though it's so wrong and so rude. Like,
I've only seen that move when the guy tries to do the stretch and then put his arm around her, not to change the channel or music.
I mean, they're living together, right?
He's already made the moves.
Yeah, it's a clever tactic. I like it. I'll have to try that out someday.
प्यार की राह में चलना
I have this issue where I don't realize that I'm staring. Did I stare at you when I met you? I wasn't staring at you, right? We were just chatting.
I didn't know.
Okay, but like sometimes I'll stare, but I don't mean to. It just happens. It ends up looking like I'm being this leering creepo, and
I
I'm
hate
just
when
like,
I keep making eye contact with someone that I'm really intentionally not trying to keep looking at, and
Yeah.
then they think I'm interested because we just keep meeting eyes, and I'm like, I didn't mean to do that.
see, that's what confuses me is like, okay, she's looking at me, but I can't tell if she's looking at me because I'm looking at her, or if she's trying to see if I'm looking at her to make sure I'm not a creep. But now we've been looking back and forth at each other for a
Now
while.
it's been 3 seconds and we're still staring at each other.
Yeah, anyway, to that, then I'll see some guy walk up, like at the gym, to this girl I've been staring at, and it's like, oh, okay, that was a little awkward.
Glad I didn't go up to them.
Yeah.
You never know though, and that's the thing. You never know what I could be thinking versus what you're thinking and how completely opposite our thoughts might be.
It's quite frustrating and annoying. I wish we could just like collectively make this rule like a woman can just like let you know with like hand signals or something like why she's looking at you. Like, I wish this was acceptable from a woman to a guy, and it's not weird and it's not like thirsty. It's just
Come
like
at me, buddy.
if you want to have a conversation, like we can have a conversation.
That would be really funny. I'm often looking at people's dogs more than the actual guy.
Well, we
and
are
I
in
find
LA.
myself complimenting their dog and not them.
That's what I'm missing is a dog. I just need a dog and then it'll straighten everything out. But anyway, the actor in here is Naveen Kasturia, who's a very, very talented actor. I didn't know he did this ad until just now. But the way he played it off was really smart. I don't know if this was his girlfriend or just a friend or
Yeah,
what.
I was surprised that we didn't get much of a reaction from her.
But it almost doesn't matter. The thing about it is, I've had situations where I'm dating someone and I look, and everyone I date knows that I look. Like, it's just a habit of mine. They don't take it personally. Sometimes they just tell me, hey, you're leering. And
Well, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
think that's when you decide the difference between a look and a stare.
every girlfriend I have, like, just understands that that's how I am. And so they'll let me know if it's creepy or not. I'm just being real. If I'm looking at someone and then this dude walks up, and then my girlfriend happens to walk up at the same time, I'm like, oh, yeah. I wasn't looking at anyone else. You're the only person I see in the room.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Do you mind?
प्यार की राह
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Please.
Tadu?
This is a joke straight from Friends.
This is when I wish that I was a religious fan of
Of Friends.
Friends. I like the show. I've definitely missed a
It,
lot.
it was a simple setup. Basically, the idea is that Phoebe is a massage therapist. Something happens where I think she's living with Ross, and Phoebe says, just turn my clients away, that no one's supposed to come, I'm supposed to cancel everybody. And this beautiful woman shows up and says, well, I have an appointment today. And Ross goes, oh, I'm the substitute masseuse. She goes, great. And then she shepherds her father into the house. It's the same exact joke. She's like, oh, can I have the seat? And it's a dude. That hasn't ever actually happened to me. The action of, oh yeah, I'll totally like move into the middle seat. I hate the middle seat. I hate the middle seat.
I always get stuck in the middle seat.
Yeah, but I will totally take it if there's like a beautiful broad who comes up, is like, can I have that? I'm like, oh yeah, sure.
Did you see the exact commercial for Doritos that they did where it was a beautiful woman who came up and the guy offered his seat, and then the whole joke was that she had a crying baby at the other side that he couldn't see at the time, but she was lured in by, I think it was Doritos or Cheetos or something.
Oh my
Reminds
God.
me of that.
That would kill me. The crying baby.
Well, it's one of the worst on a flight.
Hi.
प्यार की राह
Okay, so I guess by this point I'm realizing I haven't gone through as much of this as I thought I have. The competitive thing where you're like, oh, I got this, this is why I would win her, and then it turns out she's got a boyfriend. It usually turns out that they've got a boyfriend. Usually.
Always.
Like, I feel like 9 times out of 10, when you're looking at a hot girl, you can just assume if you didn't have the balls to walk up to her, don't worry, she probably had a boyfriend anyway. And that's happened to me so many times where like there was a cute girl at the gym or something, and I'm like, ah, this is awkward, she's got her headphones on. And then I find out like less than an hour later, oh, her boyfriend's just working out on his own somewhere else. I'm like, what's wrong with this couple? If I'm dating someone, I want to be right there next to my hot girlfriend working out.
Well, what if you're wanting to do different machines?
You should just break up then.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Or
over.
why would you ever do a different machine?
Exactly. Just,
Why would you think that?
Just end the relationship right in there.
You're
What,
done.
do discrete activities? What, are you crazy?
You want your own life?
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here.
That's sarcasm. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Rashi Middlecar, for suggesting this. This was a great one. And be sure to check out Haley J on the social media. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Try out the Sunday mattresses. You know, give it a shot. There's a link in the description below. Like I said, 100-day trial. You can't beat that. I'm just being genuine asking you. Have you heard of a 100-day trial with anything else?
I can't think of anything that comes to mind.
Yeah.
As a competing company, no.
Exactly. It's just like there's nothing that like not your iPhone, not this cup. Not that I would want to give it up, but you know what I'm saying? Like nothing else. There's nothing else that gives you 100 days to try something. Not even Amazon, the biggest company in the world, won't give you
What
100
risk
days.
would you take for amazing sleep?
Yeah, exactly. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Check out Haley J on the social media. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, interviews. I am Jaby Koay. This is
Haley J.
Peace out.